I welcome you all to today's class. It's me, Ankita Pokharel. In today's class, we are about to learn an exciting topic on grammar, that is, writing yes or no questions. The section will further be divided into writing part, where we shall learn how to write classroom rules along with a personal letter. Let's begin the class now. So students, let's begin with today's topic, and the topic is yes-no questions. Now, these are questions that can be answered with either a yes or a no. But before we get started, let's review some rules to ensure we are asking them correctly. Let's begin with rule number 1. So the rule 1 is start with a verb or auxiliary verb. Here, it means that you should always start your yes or no question with a verb or an auxiliary verb. Let's take an example. Are you ready for the test today? Alright, what does this sentence tell us? Here, as you see, the beginning of the sentence is an are, and are is an auxiliary verb. We're asking question in such a way that the answer comes out with either a yes or no. Let's take one more example. Did you finish your homework? Here, the question begins with did, right? Which is the auxiliary verb. Let me write it as AV, and finish is the main verb. So, the answer comes either as yes or no whenever you ask somebody, did you finish your homework, right? Let's go to rule number 2. So what does rule 2 tell us? Rule 2 asks us to invert the subject and verb. See here, this rule tells us whenever we form a yes or no question, we can invert the subject and the verb. Let's see how it works. Let's take a sentence. She is coming to the party. It's a simple positive sentence, correct? Yes. Now, whenever we have to form a yes or no question with a sentence, a positive sentence, what do? We invert the subject and verb. So, here is the auxiliary verb and this one is the subject. We just invert their positions. Is she coming to the party? And here we add a question mark. Now, we just have formed a yes or no question from a simple sentence. Let's take one more example. Let's see a sentence. They can speak Spanish. Now, what do? We just invert the subject and verb. Can and they change the positions. Can they speak Spanish? Question mark. Now we just have formed another yes or no question. Now let's see some more sentences and try converting them to yes or no questions. Are you ready for that? Alright, let's move on. A. She is studying for her exam. How do you convert this sentence to yes or no question? Yes, we invert the subject and verb, right? Correct. So, is she studying for her exam? And a question mark. Okay, let's go to another example. Example number B. They went to the mall yesterday. Now, how do you change it into yes or no question? See here, there's a hidden verb here, and that one is did. We have to discover that, okay? Now, what do? We just invert the subject and the hidden verb. So did, they, once we have already used did, we use the base form of the verb. Went, what's the base form? Go to the mall yesterday, and we end this up with a question mark. How will you get the answer? Of course, the answer will either come as yes or as a no, right? Number C. He has finished his project. Now let's convert this sentence to yes or no question. Again, we invert the positions. Has he finished his project? Question mark. Remember students, whenever we start up our question with did, do, does, the following verb will always be the base form. Okay? We use did for a sentence that denotes the past, do for a sentence which denotes plural forms of the present, and does for a sentence which denotes singular form of the present. Okay? We always use base form for those sentences which begin with did, do, or does. For the following verbs, always base forms are used to make questions. Please don't forget this. Alright? Let's take another example to clarify any misconceptions if you have. So, we will meet at the cafe at 3 p.m. So, this is a sentence. Now we're going to convert this into a question, and the question is such as the answer will be either yes or a no. Just invert it. Will we meet at the cafe at 3 p.m.? Alright, one more example. You like chocolate ice cream. Now, for you, as we always use the plural form to determine, for you, we always use do. Correct? Yes. So we'll begin the sentence with do you like chocolate ice cream? Alright, I guess you got some ideas on converting sentences to yes or no questions. And all the exercises we just did follow the rules we discussed earlier for forming yes or no questions. So students, here are some sentences as you see on your screen. Now it's your turn to convert these sentences to yes or no questions. Please use the rules that we followed a while ago, and it's going to be easy for you to convert them to yes or no questions. Can you do it? Of course you can. So kids, here are some more sentences that we are about to convert to yes or no questions, and through these sentences you will clarify your misconceptions. Let's try doing it. A. Sarita is a helpful girl. Is Sarita a helpful girl? B. You are coming to school. Are you coming to school? C. They are happy. Are they happy? D. The students are looking smart in their school uniforms. Are the students looking smart in their school uniforms? Number E. I may come inside. May I come inside? F. He eats an apple every day. We start our question with does. He. Now we use the base form of it, that is it, since we are starting our question with does. So does he eat an apple every day? And a question mark. Perfect. Now we'll move towards the writing section, and here we need to write our own set of rules for our class and paste on the classroom wall or bulletin board. So here we are about to write our own set of rules for our class. So there are many rules that we have been following and we need to follow for the smooth functioning of our class, right? Yes. So let's try recalling them and writing them together. So rule number 1. What do you think Could we add up here in rule number 1? Yes, we can write respect everyone. Is it important for us to respect everyone, whoever is in the class? Yes, it's very important for us to treat our classmates and teachers with kindness and consideration all the time, right? Yes. What do you think? Can we add up as our next rule? So as our next rule, that is rule number 2, we can say listen carefully. How do you elaborate this? Paying attention when someone is speaking, either it's the student or the teacher, is very important, right? So listening carefully is also one of the rules of our class. Let's go and add up something with the rule. Let's see what comes here. Maybe we can raise our hands whenever we have to speak, right? Raise your hand, waiting for your turn to speak or ask a question by raising hand is always considered disciplined, and it also helps maintain a fair and organized classroom environment, right? Yes. So number 4 here is following directions. Is following directions another part of our rule? Of course it is. We need to always follow instructions from the teacher promptly and completely. Yes. Let's move to rule number 5. Whenever you're in the class, whenever you come to the school, what should you be? Yes, you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared with all the necessary materials, assignments, and most importantly, a positive attitude. And you should always be ready to learn new things, right? Yes, you all are smart. Now, number 6. Work quietly. When your teacher asks you to do any work independently or even group activities, it's okay to make a little bit of sound when you are doing group activities. It's called healthy noise, but you should always keep noise levels at a minimum to help everybody focus in their work, right? So we need to work quietly. What do you think? Can we add up with our rule? You spend most of your time in the classroom. So, is keeping classroom an important thing for you to do as a student? Of course it is. So, keep the classroom clean. Once you're done with your studies and before you leave home, see if there is any clutters or if there are any papers or any residue that you have left behind. You can pick them up. Everybody can volunteer here because it's your own classroom. Can we add up some more rules? Yes, let's write some more. Number 8. What do we have in number 8? Be responsible. You should always learn to take ownership of your actions and their consequences. You should not blame others for the things or mistakes you have committed. Either you should learn to accept your mistake and be responsible. And that's one healthy habit a student can have within the classroom or even within the school. Number 9, stay on task. So, staying focused on task at hand will avoid distracting yourself or even your friends. So it's very important to know what your task is and to stay focused. Let's see what can we add up as rule number 10. It's very important that we do not copy others. We should always submit our original work and learn to give credit to others' ideas. So rule number 10 is no plagiarism. Plagiarism means copying others' work. So even if we have to copy others' ideas, let's make sure we give credit to them. Okay? So these are the rules which promote a supportive and productive learning environment. so you can inculcate these rules even in your classroom. Let's quickly review the set of rules for our class. Number 1, respect everyone. 2, listen carefully. 3, raise your hand. 4, follow directions. 5, be prepared. 6, work quietly. 7, keep the classroom clean. 8, be responsible. 9, stay on task. 10, no plagiarism. So kids, here's an assignment for you all. Write a letter to your friend telling about the rules that you have in your school. So, beginning, write down the date. Dear, write down your friend's name and start up with the given skeleton and fill in the vacant part with all the rules that you would like to share about your school and end up writing your name as given in the provided skeleton. I'm sure you will be able to do it taking help of those rules that we had prepared just a while ago. How did your class go today? If you have any suggestions or feedback, please feel free to reach out to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. See you in the next class with another lesson. Thank you.